As I promised in the previous episode, today I will take you through the pillar carvings of Thirukuttalnathar temple. But before we dive in, if you have not watched the first episode yet, I recommend watching it first. Link is available in the description. It will give you the context needed to better understand these carvings. Now, let us begin with the very first pillar. Okay, here is the first pillar, and it is an important one. Just look at this figure. He has curly hair and a sharp nose. But how do we know his nose is sharp? You can actually see the shadow of his nose cast directly on the pillar itself. It looks like he is dancing, but I believe he must be some genius from the ancient world. Why do I say that? You will understand in a moment. Let me move a bit further up to see what he is actually doing. Look here. We all know that Agathyar was born from a divine pot, right? And here, this same figure with the curly hair and sharp nose appears to be preparing a divine pot. He is adding some ingredients into it carefully and intentionally. So, why do we think this is a divine pot? Because if we go a little further up, you will see why this pot was being used. Look closely. This is baby Agathyar. As I mentioned earlier, Agathyar was born out of the divine pot. So, this entire sculpture seems to be a visual representation of that story. It is quite powerful. This is another strong piece of evidence showcasing ancient knowledge and symbolic storytelling, possibly even ancient technology, that we should be aware of today. Okay, let us now look at what they are actually showing us in another pillar. This is a parallel pillar, and what are they depicting here? Look at this figure. He is neither human nor monkey. But notice his size, that's the point of this carving. The sculptors placed two figures side by side intentionally, so we can visually compare them and understand their distinct features. See this. We saw this figure earlier too. He represents sage Agathyar. As we know, Agathyar was very short in stature because he was born from the divine pot. That's why he is short, around 3 feet tall. Now look at this other figure, the ape man. He appears to be almost double Agathyar's height, which would make him around 6 feet tall or more. That's unusual. This figure is not a monkey, nor a typical human. He has incredibly strong arms and a powerful physique. Look at how he is holding a large rock in one hand. Just one hand. His other hand rests on his left thigh, and you can see his tail clearly sculpted. They are clearly showcasing his strength, an ape man who can lift a massive rock with just one hand, supported only by his tail. And yes, he is taller and stronger than the average human. So, if Agathyar could be born from a divine pot, does not that suggest the ancient world had the ability to create hybrid species too? Why do I say this is not just a Vanaras from the Ramayana? Because this temple has no direct connection to the Ramayana. They are not depicting Ramayana story here. Instead, they are clearly showing the birth of Agathyar from the divine pot and this powerful ape man with exaggerated physical traits. So, this temple seems to be symbolically showcasing ancient capabilities, possibly technological or genetic knowledge through these carvings. This is compelling evidence that they were depicting advanced concepts through symbolic art, and it is something we should pay attention to even today. Okay, let's go to the next pillar. So this pillar is very important, guys. This pillar is actually an eye-opener. So let me show you what they are actually trying to show to us in this pillar. So again, they are showing the hybrid animal bearing teeth, right? He has very long teeth, and he is eating something. And even though he is an animal, he's a hybrid human. He is not fully animal. He has 6 senses. That's the reason they are calling this an ape man, right? So look at him. He's actually wearing a crown and also jewels, necklace, and some clothes, including trousers and even anklets. So he was really a hybrid man who lived in ancient times. Let me go up and look at what he is doing. And he's eating something so that they can show us his teeth. Here, it is not a tusk, as I was thinking. as there's a gap here. So it was not just a man, but it is an ape man. That's what they want to tell us, by showing his teeth while eating something. Yeah, by now we know that there were hybrid humans, having above-human power, that existed. And they already showcased how the sage Agathiar was born from the divine pot. Actually, it is not a divine pot, it is a scientific test tube where you can grow babies. In modern days, we are calling that as test tube babies. Officially, Agathiar was the first test tube baby we know. And they were also able to create many hybrid species like this in ancient times. But the question is, how did they actually create them? So, how were they just raising the babies from the pot? That doesn't make any sense, right? So this pillar is the real eye-opener. They are just showing it in this pillar itself. Let me just zoom out. Look at this. It is a very, very clear representation carved very clearly. Look at this. What is this? If you have a basic biological knowledge, you can understand what it means. This is not two divine snakes fighting or mating each other. No, this is not snakes. This is the real DNA structure of our human body. See, if they carve the hybrid species like this, we understand that they witnessed some of the hybrid species during ancient times. But if they carved a DNA structure like this, then I really wonder, why? Because DNA structure cannot be seen with the naked eye. So our ancestors must have used tools like microscopes. Without that, they could not even figure out what is the structure of DNA. Or someone who had knowledge of all this must have helped the sculptor to carve these figures. So here, they are showing a human DNA, which is a very long one, and there's another short one. So why are they showing this one as short, while the other one is long? We can basically figure it out. You see here, we can see two DNAs, and they are trying to attach them. Better I can explain this from one of the old Hollywood movies, called Jurassic Park Part 1. Most of us actually watched that movie, right? If you can recall, when the hero went into the scientific lab, the scientist was actually explaining how they created the full-fledged dinosaur from an ancient blood sample. They got the dinosaur blood sample protected and preserved inside the mosquito's belly. Then, they are trying to extract the DNA from that. But while they are doing the process, they understand that the DNA was not actually fully recovered, it was broken somewhere. To make it a full-fledged DNA structure, they had to extract the DNA from a frog, and they needed to patch the dinosaur DNA. The DNA patching. So they patched it with the frog DNA, and then they were able to create a full-fledged dinosaur. Let me play that clip first, and then I will come back to this pillar. Here, they are patching the dinosaur DNA with frog DNA. Finally, you got a full-fledged dinosaur. Interesting, correct? Now you watched that clip, right? From that clip, we know that how the broken DNA can be patched with the molecules from the other animal's DNA. That technique is called recombinant DNA technology, or genetic recombination, or DNA splicing. You can even Google it now. You will find it out. Why I have to bring that up here, because similar technology, our ancestors were also used. Even thousands of years ago. You see. Look at this. This is the full-fledged DNA, but even though it is not the full-fledged one. Because you see the DNA, if it goes like this, it should be like this, right? It should be complete like this, but it is not the complete DNA. So what they did, they broke it here. So it is broken here, and they are showing what they are going to patch up with. This is the molecules from the another animal. In this case, it may be from monkey. These DNA molecules actually patched here. You can see that it's also very clearly carved for us to understand. It's really very detailed carving. So they are taking these molecules and patching it to make fulfilled DNA structure, which is going to make you this hybrid man. Yes, They did it. It's hybrid man. Guys, this is really eye-opener, as thousands of years ago they followed the recombinant DNA technology, and that explains why we had an apes man, apes kingdom during the Ramayana period. And I will explain you another thing. They used monkey to create apes man. They also used different animals to create different hybrids, as in Ramayana, we don't just have apes, but also a talking bear called Jambavan. And we had a Jadayu, the talking bird. So they were actually masters in recombinant DNA technology or genetical engineering, by which they actually created the multiple different hybrid species, even including Yali. Yes, Yali is another hybrid species which was actually carved in almost all the Hindus' temple. This is the main pillar that is actually explaining how it is possible scientifically, right? Let us walk through another pillar also. Before that, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do. Your support motivates us to create more videos like this. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. We will explore the other pillar carvings in detail in the next episode, and you can find its link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.